Welcome, FamBams, to another episode of Talking Business with Ritz. Today, we are diving into the world of content marketing, my favorite subject. So, this is where we'll uncover the power of video content to elevate your brand marketing. So, get ready and fasten your seatbelts as we get to know our guest on a deeper level in the Know the Expert segment. We'll learn video creation, crafting compelling video structures, and the magic of video editing in the Learn from the Expert segment. And of course, know how we can collaborate with our guest in the Work with the Expert. Exciting episode, so stay tuned and we'll continue right after this. All right. So, joining us today is the incredible Robert Alexander Doran, a content marketing expert. All right. With a wealth of experience and a passion for empowering others, Robert is here to share his wisdom and guide us to video mastery. Okay. Get ready to be inspired. Without much ado, I'm putting him in. All right, here we go. Hi, Coach Robert. How are you?
Hello. No pressure or anything.
All right.
Be prepared to be
Thank you.
inspired. Hopefully, I can deliver. I am not making any guarantees.
All right, I hope we do good today. Okay, Robert, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here today. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. It's a
All right.
pleasure.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, before we dive into the fascinating insights and wisdom that Sir Robert here is about to share with us, I want to remind our incredible audiences, coaches, course creators, consultants, experts, and service providers that this show is all about showcasing the human behind the title before the offer. So it's about celebrating real stories, genuine experiences, and the incredible lessons we can learn from each other. So this is the show, all right, where we break down barriers, okay, shed light on the secrets of entrepreneurial success. All right. If you are watching us now, kindly comment hashtag live, or if you are catching us on replay, comment hashtag replay and prepare your questions. All right. Now, let's move on to the first segment. Welcome to the first segment, Know the Expert. Get ready to discover the unique and exciting side of our incredible guest. We'll be throwing some random questions along his way to get to know him better. In this segment, we will discover the fascinating story behind his entrepreneurial journey and gain valuable insights from an incredible expertise. So I am honored to have Coach Robert Alexander Duran in this show. So let's find out what makes this brilliant content marketing expert tick. All right, get ready to know him on a whole new level as we uncover fascinating insights and surprising revelation. All right, Coach Robert, let us set up the stage for this segment. What I'm going to do is I'll give you about 1 minute airtime. I'll go backstage and lend you the stage. Okay. You'll tell us what you do, who do you serve, why you are here, where you're from, and I'll be back on stage after 1 minute. Okie dokie?
Cool.
Okay. All right.
Leave it to
Here
me.
we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
So, hi, my name is Robert Alexander Doran. As you may be able to tell from the accent, I'm British. My mission is to help as many people with creating high quality video content as possible. Anyone can film video on their phone nowadays. I help people who want to go a step further. When I say people, everyone that Ritz said before, coaches, consultants, experts, agency owners and course creators, all in that kind of realm. So hopefully you fall into that by listening and tuning into this podcast. My journey started in video production when I made my first video when I was 14. And then I left school at 16 to study film at the Art College in Plymouth in the UK. When I graduated from my degree, I won Best Undergraduate Drama at the Royal Television Society Awards 2014. From there, I went on to make music videos through my 20s. Had a bit of a mental breakdown. When I say a bit, I mean a full mental breakdown in 2017, and knew that I had to change my life because just bumming around doing odd jobs and making music videos was not sustainable or fulfilling at that point. Then I started a digital marketing agency doing Facebook ads, Google ads, SEO and web design, you know, the standard full package, full service. And for a while that was good. But then because of my personality and who I am, that then became unfulfilling as well. So I then also spent some time early last year, doing mindset coaching, which I loved. Unfortunately, I felt like I wasn't attracting the right people that I wanted to be working with. No disrespect to the people I did work with, obviously. So around this time last year, I decided to amalgamate everything that I knew and start offering video and content marketing as a service to coaches, consultants, and course creators. And that brings us kind of up to today. The way that we help coaches, consultants, and course creators with video production is not one of these agencies that go, hey, we can edit 𝐓𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐧𝐠 style videos for you. My involvement is far more hands-on. So we help from everything from the planning, the writing hooks, help with the scripting and the frameworks needed in pre-production. I'll then direct remotely over Zoom to make sure the performance is well done. And then we take care of all the editing and posting as well. So it's a far more fully integrated system rather than you shoot some videos and send them to an editor to try and make them look better. We actually make sure they look good from start to finish. And that's about it. That's everything I think you need to know about me. I play golf on the weekends, playing tomorrow with my dad. And this year marks 22 years of playing guitar. So, yeah, that's me. Oh, and I've been 18 over. I do not drink anymore. That's another
All right, that's
well.
good.
And you'll also come to find that I'm quite lighthearted. I don't take anything too seriously. And that's what it's like working with me. I like to have fun. I like to have a laugh. If you're not having fun and enjoying business, why do it? You might as well just have a job 9 to 5 that you hate anyway.
That is true. All right. Thank you very much for that, Coach Robert. Okay. Now, all right. Now for the first question. Here we go. Where are you? Oh, no. You've mentioned that already. What is your favorite word and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. Am I allowed to have a swear word as my favorite word?
Sure.
Cunt.
Why?
Because it holds so much power. My mum was an English teacher, and she always taught me that words are nothing more than syllables. We assign the meaning to them. And when used properly and when used for emphasis and in an intellectual way, they can hold great power. But you shouldn't abuse that and become one of these like scallies who just says swear words every other word because they don't know what else to say.
Yes.
But yeah, the C word is my favorite word because so many people get irate about it when it's a single syllable word. It has 4 letters. How can 4 letters have so much power? So that's why that's my favorite word.
Right. It depends on the person. If he or she gives a negative impression on that one, it's a body part.
Well, that's the thing. So my outlook is if somebody can't take a bit of obscenity and a bit of foul language, they are not my people. Like I need to be working with people and have people in my life who have a bit more of a stronger constitution than being offended at a 4-letter word. You know what I mean? And I may
Yes.
polarize some people there, but that is fine. You know, I've come to accept that I can't be for everyone. And
Correct.
straight out the gate, the people I'm not for are people that can't take a little bit of swearing.
I'm with you there. All right, now next question. What is your favorite? No, from the scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is the highest, how weird are you? Should I even ask that?
How weird am I?
Yes. How unique are you if you don't want the word weird?
Oh, well, we're all unique and we're all weird to some degree, but I have actively pushed against being normal through my life. When I was a teenager, I was doing it subconsciously and I wondered why nobody liked me. And then you grow up a bit and you're like, oh, that's why, because I didn't want that life. I didn't want to be, I don't know, working in a call center 9 to 5 and just getting by and paying the bills. Like, I know I have more than that within me and I've been able to accept that. So I don't know. I don't think I'm the weirdest. I'm not like, there's a guy that goes to the gym that I go to that goes in and uses a dumbbell to strengthen his wrist. And then he does tricep extensions like at this weird angle that looks like his arm's going to break. He's a weirdo. I would put him at probably a 9. So I don't know, like a 5 or 6.
All right. Very modest. Okay, now next question. What's the best gift you've ever received and why was it so special?
Oh, this is a chance to be profound and deep, isn't it?
Yes.
The best gift that I have ever received have been the last, I think it's 10 years, almost 10 years of still having my dad around, because he was diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer and given a year to live. And he's still with us. Like I said, I'm playing golf with him tomorrow. So that is, and because of the realizing and the stark reality of mortality, it's improved our relationship, and I'm very grateful and thankful for that. And that's a great gift.
Right. I can relate to that. My sister was also diagnosed last year with the biliary, I don't know how to pronounce that, biliary duct cancer. So she had a tumor there and everything was removed, including the gallbladder and all that. That was last year. And now she's how to say, her immune system is quite good right now. She's working. She's back to the workforce. So we are very thankful to the one up there that she's still here with us.
It changes you, doesn't it?
Yes,
like
it does.
When somebody in your family has had cancer or somebody close to you, like even if it's not you that's experienced that within your own body, being around it changes how you perceive the life.
Exactly. And we were not talking like for how many years? Like 4 years. 4 years. And then I found out that it's happening to her, and she reached out to me, and of course financially. And for me, it's like, oh my God, I'm not talking to you. We're at war.
Yeah. I've got a video ready to post, a short form video, obviously, talking about exactly that. Like, if you want to see who a person really is, look at how they deal with crisis. If somebody in the family is diagnosed with cancer and they maintain their pettiness and going on with like little squabbles, despite the bigger thing that is that this person with cancer needs support, they're an awful person and they're not worth your time. But only a few people are ever going to be at that. I think if you want to look at cancer on like an ethereal kind of esoteric level, I think it's so rife because we need it in humanity to bring people closer together.
True.
And that's like a really sad thing to realize. But it does, like, it brings people close together, and every now and then it pushes people apart that shouldn't have been together to start with. So
that's the very sad thing with the world today, right? It has to have something very tragic to happen so that the family will come together. Why, right? Why does it
I
happen?
think that's because families, especially now, where like you've got parents who might be a bit older, in their 40s, 50s, have worked jobs, just a normal job, 9 to 5 through their life. And then you've got people probably my age and younger. I'm 33 now. So you've got is it Gen Z who were born in 2000 and younger than that?
I'm not sure.
We've all grown up with the internet, and we've got all these opportunities. So there's a disconnect there. There's alienation. The parents don't understand the children, and there's no common goal. There's no common vision. If you want unity, you have to have common vision. And when you don't have that, there's disconnect. And then you have something like cancer that bridges that gap. Correct. Whereas if you were more of a collective unit with something that you're all working towards to start with, that probably wouldn't be the case. Well, cancer would happen, but you'd already be close, and it wouldn't be cancer that brings you together.
Indeed. So I hope not only the parents will, do something about it, right? It's also the children have to realize, right, that parents are parents. No matter what, you cannot choose parents, right? And they cannot choose their children, whoever they are, unless they want to adapt. Then they can choose.
Well, even then, like, how old are these kids that you're adopting? Like, you still can't choose how they turn out. You can pick a kid who's already 10, and by the time they've reached adulthood, in that 8 years, they could be totally different. I know I was totally different between 10 and 18.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my relationship with my dad, him having cancer has allowed me to put a lot behind me, along with my own like development and mindset work. But like he asked stuff like last September about whether I resented him for bringing me up where I was brought up, because I didn't like the school I went to. My childhood was tough. A lot of that was down to me. Like I said, I was being a weirdo, and I didn't really have friends in the way that a lot of other people do. But that was necessary to get me to where I am today, and I realize that now. But my response to him when he asked that question was, no, I don't resent you. You did everything you could for me with the information you had available. Do I wish you had better information? Yes, of course I do. But all we can do as humans is to do the very best and make the best choices and decisions that we can with the information that we have at that time. And then don't be so complacent or arrogant to not be able to take a step back and say that decision was wrong because I have new information. You know what I mean?
Yes. I get you there. All right. Now let's say hi to our viewer. Sorry. There you go. Hi, Frances. She is from Canada, I think.
Hi, Frances. Hope you're enjoying Canada. I've heard great things about your country.
Yes.
But not yet visited, which I would like to do at some point.
Have you been there?
No.
Oh, yeah, me too. All right. Now, let's go. Let's continue to the question and answer. All right, Robert. If you could go back in time and give your younger self one piece of advice when you were just starting out, what would it be?
I would go and tell my younger self in many points in my life, up until probably about 27, anytime from being a child up until then, I could have had this conversation and told that person, what is it that you want? Do you want what you say you want and all the hard work and effort that goes into it? Or do you just want the outcome? Because if you want the outcome, give up now. For a long time, I wanted to be I said that I wanted to be a professional musician, playing in a band, going on tour. I wanted the outcome. I didn't want all the hard work and effort that was required to get me there. And because I never was a solo artist, I always played in a band. I, at the time, had resent for my bandmates for them not pulling their weight. When really, if I wanted that and I truly was totally committed to all the work that it involved, I would have made it happen. But I didn't, because I didn't actually want to do the climb. I just wanted to be at the summit. So that's what I would tell my younger self.
All right. That's a very good advice. All right, next question. So beyond your amazing work, okay, as a content marketing expert, what do you do when you are not working, aside from playing guitar?
Well, I play guitar, I play golf, and then I'd spend my evenings with my girlfriend. We've just finished Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, which were incredible. And then in the mornings, I don't have a crazy morning routine where I do like meditation or affirmation or anything. I go to the gym and I get my body moving. And my fitness journey has been something that was very much necessary, not something that I wanted to do. But like a couple of years ago, my back was in pieces. I need to learn some stuff so I don't continue this way. So I'm a lot stronger now, and I've done that through necessity because I don't want to be one of these people who can't walk properly when they're 50. Yeah. So good, I take that quite seriously as well.
Yeah, good for you. You started younger. Others wait until they're what, 50, 60 to do something about it. Right?
Well, it's that thing you kind of feel bad for not having started younger, but then you also feel all right for having started when you did instead of at 40, 50, 60. So it's a balancing act.
All right. Now, next question. As a content marketing expert, what's one habit that you've developed that you think has contributed to your success as an entrepreneur?
Getting on camera regularly and actively trying to be better in terms of camera presence, because I don't want to be one of those people who goes, I can help you make better videos and not be doing it for myself. I'm very much like, I want my girlfriend doesn't like me using this phrase because I've used it so much recently, but I'm going to. I like to be someone that eats their own cooking, that walks the walk. You know what I mean? So doing that helps massively, because then when I'm working with clients, I can see where they're at in comparison to my own journey, so I can relate a lot more and tell them what I did to improve from that point that they're at.
So it's like sort of like leading by example.
Leading by example. Yes, exactly.
All right. Now, last question, Robert. What's one thing that people might be surprised to learn about you or your business? Something that they didn't know. Robert's business is this. Oh, Robert is that.
I kind of covered that already. Like, a lot of people presume with a business like mine that it's mainly centered around the editing. And when they find out that there's all that work that goes into the production side of things, and actually like the coaching, camera presence kind of stuff that is included, they're like, what? You don't just edit videos? Like, no, we make sure that they're good from the beginning, from before you hit record. So a lot of people have been surprised to know that that's included as well.
All right. Now, thank you, Robert, for being such a good sport. By now, I'm sure we already have an idea of who Robert Alexander Doran is as a real person. So this concludes...
He's a 6 out of 10 weirdo.
All right. All right. So this concludes the first segment of our show, Know the Expert. All right. Okay, welcome back, wonderful viewers, my fan bams. Now it's time to delve into the core of today's episode. We're gonna get serious now. Buckle up as we embark on the journey of discovery in our Learn from the Expert segment. Our esteemed guest, Robert Alexander Doran, is about to unveil the secrets of video content mastery, pivotal skill that can truly revolutionize your brand marketing game. So, for those who are just tuning in, this is Ritzel, Loreto Rector, your host for today, a content creator and a process automation specialist. And I am also the CEO and owner of Mighty Shell Virtual Solutions. So don't forget to join our Facebook group to watch the replay and engage with our wonderful guests from the past episodes and now. Okie dokie. Now let's talk business. Here we go.
Awesome.
All right. In today's landscape, all right, let me just change this a little bit. Okay. Here we go. Where are you? So, in today's landscape or in today's digital landscape, content is king and video content is its crown jewel. So, video has become the currency of connection, the highway to engagement, and the catalyst for conversions. So, the power of visuals combined with storytelling is unparalleled, but it's not just about making any video, as what Coach Robert had mentioned earlier. It's about crafting compelling narratives, captivating your audience's attention, and leaving a lasting impact. So, get ready to learn from our guest, Sir Robert, here as he guides us through the three game changing insights in the world of video content. Your brand story is waiting to be told, and video is the vehicle that will transport it to every corner of your audience's hearts and screens. So, without further ado, let's immerse ourselves in the art of and science of video content mastery. All right, let me show our first topic. Here we go. So for those just diving in into the video creation, where's the best place? Okay, where's the best place to start and ensure they're on the right track with their content, Sir Robert?
It depends on how much upfront effort they want to put in before they get started.
Mm-hmm.
Do they want to have a fancy camera? Do they want to have lights? But also, are they not starting because they don't have those things? The best thing that you can do is just to get started and understand that 99.9% of people suck when they first get on video. It's a process. And this is what I was talking about before, about like wanting to be at the summit and not wanting to do the climb. If you want to be Alex Hormozy, Grant Cardone, any of those big names, but you're not willing to put in the effort that they've put in to get to where they are, it's never going to happen. So you need to just start shooting videos and then refine as you're going along. If you want to shortcut that process, then you can work with someone like me and I will guide you through it. But even then, when I get started with a client who's never been on video before, take them up to a 4 or 5 from the 0 that they're starting at very quickly. But I can't get them up to a 10 because it takes work. I don't think I'm even a 10 on camera. And like, this is still a process that I'm going through. Like, you don't just wake up one day and go, I'm good on video. I know like positive affirmations are a good thing and like you need to visualize that, but you have to practice, you have to put in the reps.
That is so true. Now, how can businesses ensure that their initial video efforts are aligned with their brand's identity and messages?
Don't talk about anything that you wouldn't talk to someone in person about when you're discussing your business. Like if you're recording a video and you're thinking, I wouldn't say this if I met someone at a networking group, stop making that video. If you are editing that video and you think, this doesn't sound like me, this doesn't sound like what I'm trying to represent as my business, stop editing it, move on to a different one. And that's basically it. Like, make sure you have an understanding, have a deep intrinsic idea of what your brand stands for, and don't make any videos that are out of alignment with that.
All right. So in the world of short attention span, right? How can we quickly grab the viewer's attention right at the beginning of the video?
So that all comes down to the hook. And you do only have like 3 seconds to grab attention. That being said, we're getting to a point now where people have wrung the hell out of every kind of hook hack that there might be. There's a guy called 𝐓𝐵𝐻, whose work I very much enjoy, but he has used super controversial hooks. He's put mistakes at the start, like in the captions, like misspelling Nike, for example, and putting pictures in that aren't relevant in order to instigate engagement. And it works for him. If you are someone that can do stuff like that and it's in line with who you are and your personality, then go for it. But a lot of people, like, there'd be a disconnect and there'd be dissonance between like who they are trying to portray themselves as an expert within their field to then making mistakes on purpose to incite engagement. Like, what's more important, the engagement or positioning yourself as an authority? So that is a line that you have to walk as well. But you have to have strong hooks. You have to have something that is instantly interesting. And another way of doing that is by dumbing down what you're saying. If I go into a video saying, here's 3 Adobe Premiere Pro plugins that get rid of the need for keyframing, how many people are going to go, oh yeah, that sounds like something I really want to listen to? You know what I mean? Whereas if I go, if you're an editor, these 3 plugins are going to help you, help speed up your work infinitely. That's going to have a slight increase in who's going to be interested again.
Yeah.
But video editing, very niche subject. So you also need to have a mix of what you're talking about. I've recently gone back into more talking about mindset stuff because in all honesty, I'm a little bit disillusioned with these how to make better videos because there's so many people doing them, and I don't want to fade into the background and the noise. I want to talk about stuff that's a bit deeper than that. So you do need to, like, you can't rely just on making niche videos unless you have something else backing it up. If you have niche videos, I've totally gone on a tangent here from your initial question. I hope that's okay. But if you're looking to grow an account and to grow followers, solely talking about something very niche probably isn't going to do it. You need to have broad topics that show you as relatable, and then people can find out what it is that you do. Or if you want to make very niche videos, you either need to be backing that up with ads or outreach. And then when people go to your page, they can see that you know what you're talking about. So you have to know what your purpose is as well when making videos.
All right. Okay, now when it comes to equipment, as you've said, right, what are the must-haves for beginners and what can be considered optional upgrades?
Phone.
Yeah, of course.
That is the only essential. A phone that has been made within probably the last 5 years. Anything older than that, and you're on shaky ground because the software and the cameras weren't so good then. Beyond that, a cheap lighting setup depends on if you're intending to shoot inside or outside. It's more about understanding the fundamentals of what makes a good video first, and then going to the equipment after that. Because if you understand how to use natural lighting well, and you can, like the room that I'm in has a skylight that doesn't let a lot of light in. So I'm not going to be using natural lighting. I have 2 photography lights in front of me. But if you have natural lighting and you can use it effectively, then there's no need to purchase additional lighting. But lighting is key. You have to get good lighting. If you, just a second, this is what happens if I turn these lights off.
Yeah, then I can't see.
Makes a
You
lot
like
of difference.
gold.
I'm not going to shoot videos like that, right?
Right.
And then, so you need to have your lighting set up, sorted. And you don't have to have something as fancy as what I have behind me with the colored lights, etc. But that can be done very cheaply as well. So you might want to look into that. And then a microphone. The mics on phones are a lot better, but I would always prefer to use something external, either like the Blue Yeti that I have here or a clip-on lapel mic. And then after that, like the majority of the equipment that you invest into is arbitrary, I think is the right word, like subjective. Like if you want something for a specific reason, then you can go ahead, but you must know that it's not integral to the quality of your videos. It's a convenience, probably.
Right. I can see some people are using GoPro,
I never got on board with GoPros. Like I had to use them a lot when I was freelancing, and they're too small. I just never got. This was quite a while ago, so there wasn't like, I think they have touchscreens now. The ones that I was using didn't have that. I think we went up to a GoPro 4 that I was using. Shows my age a bit. But like the system just didn't seem very intuitive. I never got on board with using them regularly.
All right. So what are some common pitfalls beginners should avoid when starting their video content journey?
Jumping the gun. If you're just starting to do videos, unless you're working with someone like myself who's going to guide you through it, don't start by trying to batch 30 videos. Don't start by thinking that you're going to be any good, basically. Do your best, obviously, and then understand that it's a process. Make one video. If it sucks, it sucks. You understand the utility of that first video. It isn't to go viral. It's to learn the ropes. It's to start you on the process. And then next time, maybe shoot 2 videos. And then after that, you could go up to maybe 5.
Yeah.
And then look for a snowball effect. Don't try and jump in and expect like, I'm going to batch 30 videos. I'm going to get them all edited myself within 2 days. And I've never done any editing before. So I'm going to be editing 30 videos in 2 days whilst referencing YouTube videos. Like you're setting yourself up to fail if you do something like that. So expect it to be a longer process than you ever thought it would be, but commit to the process.
I can.
You will get good. Like video production isn't rocket science. It's not heart surgery. I kind of wish it was. It would make my degree worth more than it is, but it's not. Anyone can learn it to a good degree. Like to edit like I do at the speed that I can, that takes a lot of practice. And I know that I at least somewhat have an eye for it, but you can develop the eye. It's you put in the work, much like with the gym. If you put in the work, you do the reps, you will build muscle. Obviously, you need to eat enough protein. But if you make the videos, you keep trying to improve, you will improve. It's as simple as that. But you cannot expect to be great straight out the gate.
All right. That's very insightful. So in the world where everything is fast, it is paramount that we capture the audience's attention fast. Okay, so in the context of video content mastery and elevating your brand marketing, mastering video structures is a game changer. So we now move on to our next topic, crafting compelling video structures. All right, so Coach Robert, tell us why is crafting a compelling video structure so crucial in today's digital landscape, especially when it comes to enhancing marketing efforts?
Because as humans, we engage most with narrative. And if you want to call that a story, you can. If you don't have a narrative and you're not leading the viewer on some sort of a journey, they're not going to care. So you need to have a structure that is satisfying for them to watch. And that can come as a very simple, have a hook, have value, have a call to action. Or you can have more like the podcast clips kind of style, but they have to round off to give some sort of closure or a next step that has to be taken. If your videos are just you kind of mumbling, like, have you ever used Clapper at all?
What? Sorry?
Have you ever used the platform Clapper?
No. I'm doing StreamYard. Zoom.
No, Clapper's like, it's like
Clapper?
TikTok.
Oh, no.
Their marketing phrase is TikTok for Gen Y.
Is it?
Gen X. Gen X.
It's the first
TikTok for Gen X is what they're calling it.
The first time I heard about it from you.
Keep it that way. But if you go on there, there's a lot of like, and I don't mean to sound scathing at all. Like, they're doing their best, but there's a lot of kind of middle-aged, older people who've gone, I need to do some video content because I'm a coach, and they haven't taken it into account anything to do with like narrative or capturing attention. And they'll come on and they'll go, hey, I just wanted to check in here today. I've been taking my son to school. It's like, do you want people to watch? If you saw this as someone else, would you watch your videos? And if the answer is no, you need to be better at them.
All right. Oh, Francis says she tried that.
Francis, please do not be somebody who goes on video and mumbles and doesn't have a direct message to talk about.
All right. Talk about straight talker here. That's
the thing. Advice. Attention is currency. Attention is worth more than gold or oil nowadays. If you can't capture attention, why are you doing it? So you need to be straight to the point, because if you're not straight to the point, attention spans are so short that people will drop off.
Yeah, true. So she says, learning to be better. Yes.
Oh, Francis, feel free to send me a message. We can chat. Happy to help if I can.
All right. Now, so how do we simplify this process and create impact and still create impactful content?
Know your values, know what your message is, know what you're trying to say. Have a framework. That's about it. Don't overcomplicate it. And that, like I said, the framework that most people need to be starting from is hook, value, ask.
Okay. Hook, value, ask. Right. All right. Okay, go ahead. Are you?
So, as we discussed, hook is the first bit, the first sentence. If you're just getting started with this, like I said, don't overcomplicate it. Use either a polarizing statement or a qualifying question. So, for your example, you could do a video. Are you thinking of starting a podcast? Here are 5 things I wish I knew before I got going.
Oh,
There you go. That isn't, hey, just wanted to check in here in case some people want to start a podcast. I get bored saying it as an example, you know what I mean? So that's your hurt. What was that? Are you thinking of starting a podcast? If you are, here are 5 things I wish I knew before I got going. Boom, hook.
Straight to the point. Yeah.
Then you give 5 things that somebody might, well, that you would have liked to have known before you got going. And then you can say, follow me for more. You don't necessarily have to have a call to action or an ask.
Yeah.
And you need to be cognizant of what you're asking for. If every video you're saying, sign up for my webinar, everyone knows at this point, it's not 2016 or 2017 anymore. Everyone knows if they watch a webinar, you're trying to sell something. You know, so people are wise to this now. If every video you're asking, 1, for the same thing, and 2, a big ask where people are going to get pitched, it's not going to work. You need to have smaller barriers to entry. So a small ask is like, follow me for more. Very simple, very low barrier to entry, nothing where they feel like they're losing out for doing what you've asked of them. Or you could say, so what have we got? Here's 5 things that I wish I knew. You give the 5 things, and then you say, if you are looking to start a podcast and take this to the next level, DM me the word podcast, and I'll send you a free cheat sheet on getting going, launching yours. Then you're giving value in for them doing what you've said or asked.
Yep. Yes.
So it's a mutual reciprocal ask. So you have to have in mind what you're asking people to do. And then, that's basically the framework.
Right. All right. So she just summarized hook, value, and then ask.
Exactly.
Right. She's learning. I'm learning a lot from this one.
Awesome. But like I said, that is for your niche videos where you're putting yourself across as the expert, the master. If you're doing videos to also grow an audience that are more relatable, there probably isn't going to be a need for an ask other than possibly follow me for more. Need to have that in mind. Because if you go, well, if I've been playing guitar for 22 years, here's some of my favorite songs that I've learned in that time. Give some songs. And I go, by the way, follow me for more tips on making videos. You've then lost congruency with the subject matter. You have to be thoughtful and mindful of that as well.
Right. Understood. Okay. That is pure gold and a mic drop. All right. Now we've explored 2 topics, right? The third topic is a crucial one. So producing videos has become, where are you? A cornerstone of effective brand communication. But, the journey from shooting the footage to creating a polished, engaging video involves a crucial step, right? Video editing. This is what you've been talking about earlier, right? Just like a sculpture chiseling away at a block of marble, video editing refines your raw content into a masterpiece that captivates your audience. So, on that note, let me switch to the third topic, which is video editing magic from raw to wow. So, Coach Robert, we all know you're a wizard of video editing, and they say that editing is where the real magic happens. So, tell us, what's your abracadabra moment in video editing that's instantly makes our content pop?
That's quite some question. There genuinely there isn't an abracadabra moment. And what I learned on one of the first music videos that I produced, I'd spent hours trying to get the colors right, and I got it exactly as I wanted on my MacBook. And then I thought, I want to see this on a big screen. Hooked it up to the TV that was downstairs. Looked totally different.
Yeah.
So editing is one of these things where you can go down some rabbit holes, and I've been down many, trying to make it perfect. Now, there isn't really a single moment where you're like, that's the one, because there's probably always things that you could improve. There's things you could do differently. And with the kind of content that we're talking about for marketing purposes, you're not trying to make a Hollywood blockbuster. You're not trying to win the Cannes Film Festival Award. It doesn't need to be perfect, because marketing content, especially with short form, it's more about the consistency and having a consistently high production value. But you don't need every video to be like, wow, like blockbuster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if we look at film franchises such as Transformers or Mission Impossible, or Fast and Furious, where like they've got to the point of doing 10 of these films, it's like it's all the same stuff eventually. So like you don't want to get to that point anyway. You need to have a new message. So the message is always more important than the editing. If you are just starting out with creating videos, like I said, with your framework for like scripting or producing the video and shooting it, don't overcomplicate the editing that you're doing if you're doing it yourself. Punch-ins and punch-outs. Well, let me go back a little bit. Cut out any gaps, any ums and ahs, any silences. Punch-ins and punch-outs. A few select transitions that will add a bit of class to your videos. And then you can pop some sound effects on those transitions. And that's about it. You have already got a video that is... Oh, and then the subtitles, obviously. 80% of videos online are watched without sound now because people go to the toilet with their phone. I think that's what they're doing. So subtitles are very important. Otherwise, you're alienating 80% of the people that might watch your video. But other than those, what was that, 5 things? You don't need to do much else when you're doing your own. Then when you get to the point where you're bringing in some decent revenue and your time is non-existent when you're too busy, then you need to have it outsourced. Like editing is rapidly becoming a very commoditized skill. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people can do it. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
If your zone of genius is anything other than video editing, you shouldn't be doing it. Your time is better spent elsewhere. But the thing to consider there is that when you have done some video editing yourself, you then have the communication ability to talk to an editor to say what you want done differently when you're asking for amendments, etc. Or just work with someone like me and you won't really have amendments that you want.
Right. You always have a segue. Okay, let's talk more about that later on in the third segment. Now, what software or tools do you recommend that can help, give us this extra with regards to video editing?
So I've been using Premiere Pro for 10 years or so now. The first time I used Premiere Pro was in 2006. I think, and it was version 1.5. We're now at version 23.
Wow.
1.5, it was so bad. But for the last 10 years or so, it's been one of the leading industry standards, along with like DaVinci Resolve and Final Cut Pro. Nobody seems to use Avid anymore, and I can see why. That was a horrible program. If you want to make video editing your thing, and that's going to be your profession, Premiere Pro, all the way. But it costs quite a bit of money.
Yeah, exactly.
With that in mind, I would highly recommend CapCut.
CapCut.
you're getting started on doing your own videos,
Mhm.
it's very user friendly and it's actually really quite powerful. Like in terms of the quality of video it can produce.
Yeah.
I've only been looking at it recently because I put together a little course with a membership for people just starting out. And that's what I taught, because I don't want people to start putting monthly outlay
Yeah.
into something that they don't know whether they want to continue. CapCut has a free option, and the free version can produce really good stuff. And
Yeah.
I just wish I had something like that to start with 17 years ago instead of using Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah. I'm using iMovie editing this.
Yeah. That's the thing though, like it's one of those kind of mental paradoxes where you're like, if I'm using this certain software, nobody's going to take me seriously. Nobody cares what software you use. Like, there are professional editors out there making content for clients on CapCut with like the free version, but because they've practiced their skill, it doesn't matter what software they're using. On
True.
the flip side of that, there's people using Premiere Pro churning out garbage. Like, the software itself does not dictate the quality that is produced.
Yes. It is the consultant itself. It's the expert that does the quality job, like yourself. All right. Okay. Now, all right, everyone. So, as we wrap up this segment, let's reflect on the valuable information shared by Coach Robert. Here are some of my takeaways for today's episode. So, for video creation, getting started strong, embrace video as a powerful storytelling tool. For crafting compelling video structures, engage your viewers with captivating introductions, like what Coach Robert said before, the hooks, all right? 3 seconds. Organize your content logically to keep your audience hooked. Now, for video editing, editing refines your video's messages, making it impact. So use editing to create an emotional connection with viewers. Now, I forgot to ask this question. How long would a short video should be?
As long as it needs to be to coherently give the message intended.
Ah,
But that being said, if
mhm.
you can, the more succinct you are, the better. As 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐺𝐬 said, there's no such thing as too long, only too boring.
Yeah. that's the what do you call that? That's the challenge.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because it comes from like a lacking in confidence in your message. People try and over explain what they're trying to get across because they don't feel like they would be understood. So they add all this extra information in, which then paradoxically muddies up and clouds what they're trying to say. Whereas if they just said like 3 or 4 sentences with exactly what they were trying to say, it would be understood a whole lot better.
Well, I tend to do that sometimes when I explain. Okay.
The other thing I did want to mention is it is a whole lot easier to learn. This is for people just starting out, by the way. It's a whole lot easier to learn some simple editing skills than it is to get really good at doing one-take wonders. Like, I'm sure you've heard of Taki Moore. Yeah?
Not really. Tell me more.
The millionaire coach, million dollar coach, Australian guy, absolutely incredible on camera, very charismatic. You can watch an hour of him giving trainings with no editing, and you're like involved because he's captivating. Fortunately, most people aren't like that. And I've known plenty of people who have tried to be like that because they just were too afraid to They're too much resistance to learning a new skill in terms of editing, too much resistance to the technical side of it. And they have tried to make these videos trying to be like Taki Moore, who's really compelling without the editing, and they're not. And don't fall into that trap. Spend an afternoon watching some videos. You can watch, be part of my membership. I'll teach you how to do this. If you want to find the information on YouTube for free, you have to find what you need, which is harder, but the information's there. Do that, spend a few hours, and then do some editing instead of torturing yourself trying to make videos without the editing and having to get it right in one take. I can't think of anything worse.
Yeah. Like I remember when the first time I went live, it's like it took me how many tries, how many practice, like 20, 30 before I really like go live. I recorded myself many times before I actually, hit the live button and then talk.
Exactly. But I am talking about kind of short form content and YouTube. If you're in a live scenario and you're in a podcast and it's a conversation, yeah, cool. You don't need editing so much, because here's the other thing. You need to have something happen pretty much every 2 seconds to keep your viewer engaged. This is a rule that happens on TV and in Hollywood films as well. And now that I've said it, you might notice it as well. But there's a cut, there's an edit every 2 seconds. When you're in a conversation, there tends to be back and forth between people, which adds that element of variety that is needed to keep things interesting.
Correct.
If you're doing a talking head video, trying to show your expertise, editing is what gives that variety and stops you from being boring.
Okay. All right. Now, if you came in late, ladies and gentlemen, please watch the replay inside the group Talking Business with Ritz live expert interview. Now, let's move on to the next segment, work with the expert. Let me get rid of this. All right. Okay, where Sir Robert here will share his unique offers to help you further with video marketing. All right. Okie dokie. All right, Pam Bums, let's put this incredible knowledge to action. Our expert, Sir Robert Alexander Doran, has just unpacked a treasure trove of insights on mastering video content for brand marketing. All right, now it's time to take things up a notch in Work with the Expert segment. He's here, okay, to offer you the chance to dive even deeper into the strategies with his specialized guidance and expertise. If you're serious about elevating your brand through video, get ready for a golden opportunity to work directly with Sir Robert and unlock your brand's full potential. So without further ado, Coach Robert, could you tell us more about what offer you have for us today?
So if you are looking to have everything looked after for you and essentially just show up on camera, and we, like I said, deal with the hooks, the scripting frameworks, and then being directed on camera and us dealing with your editing, you just need to go to robertalexanderdoran.com/video to learn more about that offer. Yep, so that's on the screen now, but with /video. And then if that's too advanced for you, if you're not at a point where you need a done-for-you service, but you want to get into video and you're a beginner and you're looking to create short-form content, you can go to robertalexanderdoran.com/content made easy. There may be dashes in between each of the words. I cannot remember at this point, but I will find out. And that is my monthly membership. It comes with a 2.5-hour course, and I'll talk you through how to get started with this stuff. And it's very comprehensive. It's very what's the word I'm trying to say? Cohesive, not cohesive, coherent. Like there's a flow to it. We go through the production, pre-production. We go through production and how to be good on camera. And then, like I said, I talk you through those basic editing skills that I needed to get started. That's $37 a month. Feel free to jump in there. If you want to upgrade, you can. And it's $99 a month to have direct access and one-on-one support from me. And then other than that, if you just want to have a chat about anything, I want to help people. That's my mission in life. It just so happens that video is what I'm best at helping people with. So if you want to talk about any of that, feel free to find me on Facebook or Instagram and send me a message.
Okay, we're flashing the Coach Robert's Facebook ID here, so you can reach him there. And DM him.
I'm Robert Alexander Doran on basically every platform.
All right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, before we wrap up, Coach Robert, do you have any personal advice or final words of wisdom you'd like to share with our audience?
Go and make video. Don't be scared. Start doing it. If you're watching this, as Rich said, the audience that this is intended for are exactly the kind of people that I work with: coaches, consultants, course creators, etc. If you're in that sphere, you should probably be making video. It is what will set you apart from anyone that won't make video, who's trying to rely on AI or anything like that. Your personality is what makes you unique and different. And what better way to show that than a true transference of energy in the form of video? Go and do it. Don't be scared. Like I said, it's a process. You're going to suck to start with. Just have to keep doing it, and it's going to work. It just might take longer for you than some others. It might not. But go and do it. And if you want any sort of help, any sort of advice, if you want to join my Done For You service or Content Made Easy membership, reach out to me. I'm here to help.
All right. Now, I'm sure that our audience gained so much value and knowledge from you today, Sir Robert. Okie dokie. Before we wrap up, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to our guest for today, Coach Robert, for being here with us today and sharing your expertise. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for being such a good sport and answering all my questions.
Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute blast.
All right. Now, the information and tips that you've shared with us today are very valuable, and it would definitely help our FAMBAMs here to, consider video content more for their brand marketing. This will actually, make it more faster to do the know, like, and trust, right? All right. Now, this will elevate the brand awareness to be more faster rather than do the other side where nobody can see you. You're just posting and all that. Okay, now thank you, wonderful FAMBAMs, for joining us today on Talking Business with Rich. Remember, the knowledge you've gained here is a catalyst for your success. As you embark on, let me remove this one first. Let's keep that. So as you embark on your brand's video journey, keep pushing boundaries and making magic happen. And guess what? We're not stopping here. Get ready for our next episode, right? Where we'll unravel new insights and strategies that will empower your event, right? And empower you even further in your entrepreneurial voyage. So stay tuned, everybody. Okay, where are we? No, thank you very much, said Francis. Right. right. I hope you enjoyed this. And all the people who are watching right now and who will be watching in replay, I hope you learn something new here in video content creation. This is very powerful, as I mentioned. Okay. This had fast tracked me as well um, in my business. So now I'm not like selling myself out, DMing people. Now I show myself every weekend with guest speakers like Sir Robert right now. All right, so try it out. It's fun. It's fun. Okay, now stay tuned. Stay motivated, everyone. Stay focused. Stay safe and healthy. This is Ritzel Loreto Rectra and Coach Robert Alexander Doran. Okay, until next time, keep chasing your dreams and keep talking business with Ritz. All right, bye, everybody.